Welcome, my peeps, my peoples. Let's talk about WAGS, season 3, episode 5. No rings, no deal. No ring, no deal. But you know what? He got that ring, and actually, Nicole did a wonderful job in making sure, Larry gets a ring that fits him, that fits his handicapness because he was hurt and injured his ring finger, and now he has a ring. So now that's actually something really good she can start for her jewelry line that people will probably actually purchase, especially if you have arthritis, hand injuries, and things like that. So kudos to Nicole and Larry. And doesn't Larry look just like his mother? Larry and his mother look identical. OMG. And Larry's sister looks identical to each other. Oh my God. His mother looks like, she's tall, she's big, she's beautiful, but her and Larry look just alike. OMG. I wonder what Larry's father looks like, and his sister. You can tell that they have very strong genes. And when Nicole and Larry have kids, I believe the kid is going to look just like Larry. So, well, we know the women have really strong genes. Let's see how Larry genes are going to look when he have a child with Nicole. So let's get started. Let's get, to Barbie. Barbie and Autumn, basically they're at the gym working out. And then, Amber comes up and she's like, and Bobby's like, I don't know how Amber's going to feel about me because, I kind of like threw her under the bus. Yes, you did throw her under the bus. And Autumn, you threw her under the bus too. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like they really did throw her under the bus. Like they had a right to do what they did. But if it was me, I would feel some type of way if I was Amber, and I probably wouldn't say anything around these ladies again. I would know that they're not my friends and don't say anything in confidence, because it wasn't like Amber actually called Natalie and Nicole escorts. She was alluding to the fact because Autumn was talking about, oh, they get bags, they stay in different hotels, they do this. And then, Amber was like, I know escorts and that's what they do or whatever. But she wasn't saying that they were actually escorts, but she was alluding to the fact, which anybody would put together, that she was talking about Natalie and Olivia. So it is what it is, but I think that they threw her under the bus to get Michelle off from under the bus, because she was having it bad with, Natalie and Olivia, because she confronted them and she was negative towards them or whatever. So anyways, they're at the gym, they working out, and basically, Barbie and, Amber, they actually make up. It's no big deal, but it would have been a big deal to me. I think Amber's keeping her cool. Like, I think Amber is saying like, hey, maybe I don't really like all these girls. So they actually like talk about it, and Barbie was like, I didn't mean to do that, but it was just there. I had, I didn't mean to put your feet to the fire. I didn't mean to do that, but it was like, whatever. And Autumn says, yeah, I was sorry too, in a way. Yeah, you guys are not sorry at all. You just, if Amber didn't come in there apologetic, I can't even say it right. If she didn't come in there like humble and apologetic towards you guys, or you guys wouldn't have forgave her or whatever. But I don't even know why you guys need to forgive her or anything, but she just took it. She took it. She said something that alluded to the fact, and she was put out there, and she actually said, yeah, I did it. And I didn't mean for it to I didn't mean for it to go down that road, but it did. I didn't mean for it to even get out to them, because sometimes when you have conversations with people, you don't want everybody else to know, but I guess when it's on TV, it's everybody's business. So anyways, Amber, Autumn, and Barbie, there's no hard feelings right now. And Amber talks about that, Tito Ortiz is getting a Lifetime Achievement Award for MMA and all this other stuff. And then Barbie says, hey, listen, I'm going to be presenting that too as well. So they talk. So everything's all good. And I'm just like, damn, you girls wouldn't be my friends. Only person right now on the show that's really like a really good friend is Dominique. And I'm probably going to have to take it back. But it seems Natalie and Olivia, they really got each other's back. But of course they do, because they're business partners. And I don't know. It just seems like everybody's trying to get in where they fit in and get people on their side. And so we got Natalie and Olivia. They're talking about, all the girls talking about them and judging them and talking bad about them, gossiping about them, saying that, they're pro hoes and this and that. I don't know if they mean pro hoes like they're actually pro hoes, like they're pro at hoeing, or are they alluding to like pro hoes is that they only date, pro professional players. But I don't know why they put the whole on, because Natalie and Olivia did say that they only really like dating athletes. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, But Natalie and Olivia feel some type of way about it because they're like, we got our own money. You know, we ain't trying to marry up or marry in. Like, we don't need to have sex for Birkin bags or Chanel or anything because we can buy it ourselves. So, you know, we make our own money. We don't need to suck anybody's penis to get money or whatever. So I don't know where they get that from. And basically, Natalie and Olivia was alluding to the girls that didn't have nothing, that married and wealth basically. I married somebody that did have money because they didn't have nothing going on. So basically they're saying that, you know, we don't need to be a WAG right now, but they do want to be a WAG, but they're just saying that right now we don't need to do all that. Like, we ain't gotta, you know, hustle and bustle to try to get a husband because we got our own. So anyways, moving on from that, then we have Autumn and Michelle and Barbie. They meet up. They go to the spa basically, and they end up talking about Sasha. And basically, Michelle is like, I think you're really hurt by her, Autumn. So I think you guys really need to talk. You know, Michelle's always in somebody else's business, but now she's being quiet. She was quiet this episode. I guess she was like, yo, I don't want to have my feet to the fire yet. So she was basically trying to convince Autumn that she needs to talk to, you know, Sasha. And so Sasha was like, so, you know, Autumn was like, you know what, I am going to reach out to her. So Sasha is going to Autumn is going to reach out to Sasha and all this other good stuff. Then we get Larry and Nicole. Basically, they try to go get ring fitting and things like that. And we've learned that Larry's finger is injured and he doesn't want to wear a ring. Blase and a third. So it is what it is with that situation. But at the end, we know what happens. And so now we have Barbie, and we have her husband, and we have Amber, Tito, Ortiz, and they're basically at the award show. And what's his name? Sheldon. He doesn't seem like he wants to be there. It doesn't seem like he's enjoying himself. It doesn't seem like he's having a good time at all. And so, you know, Tito gets his Lifetime Achievement Award. It's wonderful. And Barbie actually, you know, does some announcements at the award show, and she's happy. And then afterwards, they go to dinner. Then while they at dinner, you know, Barbie says to Tito Ortiz, like, hey, listen, I think you would be really good for WWE. Oh my God, you would be wonderful for it. And, you know, Amber is like, no, he's supposed to be retired. He's not supposed to injure his back. He's not supposed to do this. He's not supposed to be that. And, you know, Barbie was like, I can show you. I can help you. I can train you. And, you know, Tito Ortiz was like, you know, I was the first one to make $1 million and MMA fighting and actually getting, you know, pay-per-view shows or whatever. And so Shelton is sitting there like he's about to throw up. Shelton just seems disgusted. There he is in the picture. See him? He looks like, why the hell am I here? I don't want to be here. I don't want to be around none of these immigrants. That's what it seems like he looks like, or whatever. His expression on his face. And then Barbie actually trying to take on another venture and trying to help Tito Ortiz get into WWE. It's actually a good thing. It's actually nice. It's actually a Karen thing. But I don't know if Shelton is feeling some type of way about it because he's already feeling like Barbie's too busy, her schedule's too full, and she knows that she's trying to juggle her husband, his kids, having a baby, and her career, and now volunteer to work out with Tito Ortiz might go up Sheldon's skin the wrong way. And, you know, Amber's like, I just want him to retire, and that's the same thing Shelton wants. So it seems like Shelton and Amber should be dating, and Tito Ortiz and Barbie should be dating. They seem like they're a better match for each other, only on this episode, you know. So that's what does happen. So Barbie, she ends up going to teach, you know, Tito Ortiz and train him or whatever. So they do. It's really nice. You know, you learn how athletic Barbie is and how good she is with, you know, being a WWE wrestler. And, you know, she was shaking her butt all up in Tito Ortiz's face. But, you know, Amber wasn't there to see that because maybe she would have been a little jealous by it. But I don't see why she should at all, but it is what it is with that situation. But they did really good together, and it shows you how very athletic Barbie is, and she's really good at what she's doing. And, you know, she's not going to be able to do that kind of stuff a couple of years from now without maybe injuring herself or anything like that, or if she gets pregnant. So it's probably important that she actually get the WWE things that she want out the way and hosting and announcing out the way before she actually, you know, have the baby and have a child by, you know, her husband. But we'll see what happens. Barbie shows Amber shows up. Everything's all good. But Amber's kind of upset. She's thinking that Tito Ortiz might hurt his back. He might get hurt again. He might get injured. She's not too thrilled about the situation. I don't know if she's not too thrilled about, him actually going to WWE and wrestling. Maybe she doesn't want him in the spotlight. Maybe she just wants to be retired with him or whatever. So, or is she jealous that Barbie and her husband have something in common? I don't know. But she's not happy. But I understand that she's not. She does not feel good about him actually probably getting injured again, being back in the spotlight, and him being busy and taking tours and be all over the place, because they seem like they're at the age that they want to retire. But since Tito Ortiz is still in shape and he's still healthy, maybe he wants to try the WWE. I'd say for him to go for it. Forget that. Barbie, maybe you can be his ring woman or something. And so then we get to, Sasha and Dominique, they meet up or whatever, and they're talking about, groupies in the season and moving around and how, the groupies are out here and whatever and all this other stuff, and how the groupies are real, and they're just talking and having a conversation. There's really nothing to their conversation. And we also find out that, at least I like that, Nicole gets along with Larry's mother and sister, and Larry's mother and sister gets along with Nicole's mother, and they're out shopping and doing things for the wedding. So that's a good relief to see that the family actually get along, and they actually agree with Nicole that Larry needs to wear a ring. And Larry's sister said, yeah, he needs to wear a ring to let these ladies know he's taken. It's like, so it was really different to see, like, them to be happy, like, and everybody getting along. And damn, just to see how Larry and his mother and sister look at them right here. They look alike. But, Nicole, she doesn't look nothing like her mother. I don't know. It's because Nicole had a lot of surgery. It said that she did have a lot of surgery, but I don't know. It ain't my business. So, moving on from that, we get to Autumn and we get to Sasha. They meet up or whatever. They're at the restaurant, and then it completely goes wrong. Basically, they start, Autumn was like, if you was really my friend and this and that. And then Sasha was like, if you was really my friend. Basically, no one was on apologetic level at all or wanted to hear each other out. Autumn started off and she was like, if you was really my friend, you wouldn't have went to, what's her name? Barbie's wedding, because Barbie didn't invite both of us. She only invited you out of pettiness, out of pity and shit like that. And so she was like, so you're mad because I'm friends with Barbie? And then, Autumn is like, well, and so then Sasha was like, well, you're friends with Barbie now, so what's the big deal? So why are you upset if she's friends with Barbie, Autumn, if you're friends with Barbie now? So it seems like that argument is a null and void, and they both start to go off like, Autumn is saying that, so many people talked about Autumn, but Autumn really basically starts the conversation with, hey, listen, let's talk about San Diego. Like, I would have never had my friends talk about you like that or disrespect you, no matter what type of level that we was on, what we was going through. And in the slideshow, you'll see where Lonnie is actually saying that old B word. And then my other previous slideshows, it's the argument starts with Lonnie being rude and disrespectful. And now we know where that comes from, because Lonnie actually knows, Autumn from way back when they were bottle waitresses or whatever. And so then, Autumn was like, yo, so I would have never had my friends disrespect you or anything like that, no matter what thing that we was going through. And then so Sasha goes, well, listen, it wasn't the time, it wasn't the place for us to even have that conversation or talk about anything at the time, at that moment. And so that's when Autumn was like, well, if you felt that way, you should have told me, like, hey, listen, this is not the time to talk about anything, maybe another time to talk about it. And Sasha was like, no, I don't have to do that. So basically, Autumn is feeling some type of way that her friends, that, Sasha's friends attacked her at the party, and Sasha didn't have her back and didn't even want to speak to her about the situation. And so then that's when, the Autumn was like, I came there in peace. I came to talk. I came on love and whatever. And so that's when Sasha was like, well, if that's not true, that's an effing lie. Because if you really wanted to talk to me, I reached out to you 100 times. And I think when she said 100 times, it was after the San Diego trip. I don't know if it was before. And she's saying that, Autumn didn't pick up her phone. Autumn didn't answer her phone. So she was like, so she's lying. She didn't really want to talk. Well, it doesn't mean that she's lying, but she didn't want to talk. She wanted to talk to you right then about the San Diego thing. Talk to you about what was going on at the time. At least if you would have said to her, hey, listen, let's talk another time. This is not a good time because there's so many people around. Like, Sasha said, there's so many people around. There was music playing. I didn't think it was the right time. But she didn't express that to Autumn. So Autumn is feeling like, damn, I just got shitted on by, Sasha's friends, and Sasha didn't do nothing about it. And so I guess it goes from there. And so then it goes to Barbie. Barbie didn't invite both of us to her wedding. Only reason why she invited you because it was a pity party. And she was like, she was like, Barbie doesn't even really like you. So it seems like now Autumn is throwing Barbie under the bus, where it gets light to that Autumn do be talking about people, and Autumn knows that how Barbie feels about Sasha, but she never told Sasha. And plus she's throwing Barbie into this argument when Barbie has nothing to do with this argument. And that's what Sasha said. Sasha was like, Barbie ain't got nothing to do with this argument. And she was like, anyways, you're friends with Barbie. And then Autumn is like, well, I'm friends with her because she apologized. Well, if she apologized to you, then it's all good. So then why are you upset that I'm friends with Barbie, whether she likes me or not? If you was trying to give me the heads up about how bad Barbie is towards me, you wouldn't be her friend number one, and you would have told me that she don't like me at all. She don't give two shits about me. And so then we get to Sasha. Then Sasha goes, well, I know all about you. Sasha goes, I know all about you, and I got things on you and all this other stuff. And she was like, Lonnie told me about you or whatever, because Lonnie owned that bar that you used to work with, being a bottle waitress, a bottle whatever holder, a bottle some shit. And so that's when Autumn was like, well, we both was one too. And she was like, yeah, I know, but Lonnie used to own that place, and she used to tell me what you used to do. You used to do some strange things. She didn't say strange things, but you used to do some things, including that Autumn was doing extra to get, money, whether if she was having sex, whether if she was showing nipples or booties, or whether maybe she was flirting, being overly extra nice or hugging. It didn't Sasha didn't actually say what Lonnie said, but everyone's going to think that it's something negative, because they're going to say, these women are gold diggers, basically, and they'll do anything for some change and some money and some Prada bags or whatever. I don't think they mess with Prada. But, so Autumn totally gets offensive. She totally gets mad about her saying that. She was like, well, I know about you. You was a video vixen, and you was doing your thing for the corn, and you was a bottle model too as well. And then on top of that, you was engaged to your husband's now teammate, and you did have money. You did have a nice situation back then, and I didn't have a nice situation back then. I had to bring my money home. And this is where we learned that, what's her name? Autumn's husband was at home. Autumn was married when she was a bottle girl, but what's his name? Her husband was on the practice team or setup starter, whatever. He wasn't really making that money at the time. So, but she was throwing it up. She was throwing in that, that she didn't have it like that, but she was throwing it up in Sasha's face. Well, Sasha, you always had a comfortable situation. Now, people can say that she's jealous because, Sasha had a comfortable situation. She always had some money. She always had a man that was taking care of her, that was in the NFL or the NBA. Like, she had some money. She had some support. And she was a comfort situation. Not to say that I'm jealous of you, but she could be jealous, or she could be saying like, yo, don't judge me. I had to do what I had to do to put ends meet on the table. You was out here doing everything when you didn't have to do it. Maybe she was saying that, or maybe she could be jealous that, Sasha always had a comfortable situation, and Sasha still has a comfortable situation. And I don't think, Autumn's situation is that comfortable now because her husband is retired. So I don't know where they're getting their money from. I don't know if they have investments or whatever, blase and a third. So you can see it both ways. You can say that Autumn is jealous because Sasha always had a comfy situation from back in the day. So Sasha was like, well, people always talk about you, and I always had your back from day one, even when you were right. And even when you was wrong, I had your back when people came to me. So when them people came to you, Sasha, how come you never came to Autumn to tell her what was going on, what people were saying? Because if anybody's talking about my friends, whether they my friends too as well, I'm going to let them know what's going on so they won't be in a situation blind. And, you know, Autumn says the same thing, that people always talk about you. They don't really like you. They say she ain't nothing but a video vixen. She ain't nothing but a gold digger. She's out here shaking that money for the coin. So when the people were saying that about Sasha, did you go back and tell Sasha? Did you let Sasha know who was her friend? So it seems like they both was in conversations about each other with other people and didn't come back and confide in one another to let them know what was going on. And it seems like they both was doing some talking about each other. Whether, you know, they was just listening or they didn't say anything, is like they was gathering information and one day was going to use it and explode on each other like they did now. And so Autumn, she starts to cry because she was, I don't know if Autumn's crying because Sasha actually hit that nail on the hammer. The hammer on the nail when she actually says that she was out there doing something strange for some change, as she was a bottle model, a bottle waitress or whatever, because that's what Lonnie said. And you know, Autumn starts to cry and she starts to yell like, how can you say that I did this? How can you say I did that? That's so wrong. That's so terrible. Like, I'm cheating on my husband. And then Sasha was like, how can you say that I did this? I was a video vixen. I was doing something strange for some change. And my husband now, I was, you know, engaged to one of his teammates. So they both leave on a bad note. And basically they say that they ain't messing with each other. It seems like they don't even like each other, for real, for real. The way that they talk to each other, it seems like they don't like each other. And it seems like for a long time they was gathering up information about one another and probably just talking about each other. It seems like they wasn't each other's friend at all. But I don't know who's the first person. So I'm going to continue to watch to find out who is really the villain in this situation, because it's still kind of confusing to figure out who's actually the villain from the beginning. But from the San Diego thing, I think Sasha was dead up wrong for that. So moving on from that, I was just like, damn. So they both, you know, walked off from each other and they ain't friends no more. They ain't got no love for each other. They ain't even apologizing. I was like, yo. And so then Sasha, Sasha was, I didn't know, I forgot Sasha was a video model or whatever. So anyways, it seems like they both was talking behind each other's back and they didn't tell each other what other people were saying about each other, and that's terrible. So it seems like they wasn't really each other's friends. They was only friends with benefits for a while when it was actually convenient for both of them to be friends. And it seems like, you know, neither one of them want to be each other's friend or be in each other's shadow, where they want to just roll your boat gently down the street or whatever. I was like, whoa. And Sasha really felt bad because she was like, you think I was effing for some coins, for comfort? And you know, so it's just like, yeah. So it really went there. And so we get to Olivia and Natalie. They're gonna throw a party, their new fashion party, and it seems like they're really good with their designs and things like that. And they're gonna show invite all the ladies, invite all their haters so they can know where they get their money and how they get their money. Like, they're really hands-on and everything like that. And so people can stop talking about this, so people can know that they don't have to sleep around or try to cling on to a man, aka Amber. That's what they was trying to talk about, Amber and the rest of the females on the cast that don't have no coin in their pocket and they're dependent on their husband's coin. So they're really throwing shade at anybody that's like that on the cast. And so we get to, you know, Dominique. I think Dominique is cool. I think she's a good person. So Dominique actually meets up with, you know, Amber, basically. And they're having a conversation about the situation. And it's like, you know, not Amber, Dominique and Autumn, they're having a conversation. It seems like the way that, you know, Autumn starts off the conversation with the San Diego, she wasn't telling the conversation accurately, but she told him in bits and pieces. Same thing as Sasha. When Sasha goes and tells Olivia the situation, they don't say it accurately how it actually happened. So, but basically they get their point out across. And so, you know, so Autumn tells Dominique that, you know, things went wrong, it didn't go right. You know, she accused me of doing something strange for some change. And when I was a bottle model, and I also had a husband at the time, and she said people's been talking behind my back from Jump Street and all this other stuff that really doesn't make any sense. And Dominique was like, well, I know you're so strong about your situation. She's so strong about her situation. Dominique is like, between Sasha and Autumn, I'm going to actually have to either pick a side and not be friends with you guys at all. So it seems like, Dominique is like, she can't be neutral because Autumn is not going to let her be neutral. So she's going to have to pick a side. So it's going to be interesting to see what side, Dominique actually feel that, is the best side for her to be on, or who's actually right. So that would lead us in another direction about actually who's probably wrong or right in the situation. And so then we get to Sasha. Sasha meets up with Olivia, and she tells Olivia about everything. And she's saying that, she didn't say her story accurately either. So when Autumn and Olivia telling their story, it's not accurate at all. So anyways, but some of the parts are true, but they don't tell it how it actually happened. So Sasha is actually telling Olivia that, hey, listen, this is what happened. She was talked about, I always had a comfort life. She said, that I was a video vixen or something like that. And then she brought up when I was engaged to my husband, this ex guy I was engaged to in 2002. She brings him up, and she accused me of being a bad mother. I didn't hear Autumn actually say that Sasha was a bad mother or attacking her motherhood. So I'm actually thinking Sasha is lying about that situation to get people on her side, because I didn't hear that. If you guys heard, Autumn accuse, Sasha of not being a good mother or attacking her motherhood, please let me know, because I didn't hear it. And so now I think, no, now that's lying. So now if she's lying, that means she could be lying about a lot of things. And, Lonnie's her friend, and Lonnie was gossiping about, her other good friend. So I guess maybe she tried to stay neutral, but then why bring it up now? Why throw shade like that now? But it is what it is with that situation. So she tells Olivia that, Autumn's always said I've been comfortable and this and that, and she attacked my motherhood. She rung up my old ex-fiance, and then Olivia was like, oh, comfort. It sounds like to me that she's jealous, and that's what it is. She's jealous. And then, Sasha was like, I walked out on her or whatever. Conversation was basically over when Autumn started crying and yelling. And so she left. She was like, check, please. Sasha was like, check. And so we'll see what happens with that situation. And basically, we get to the party, and Olivia and Oliver, they're having that party. We meet a new girl. Her name is going to be Bree. She's actually Sasha's friend, and all the girls are there. Autumn shows up. I didn't like that blonde wig she had on. I hate when she wears that blonde wig, but she shows up. Amber actually kind of apologized to Olivia and Natalie, and I'm glad that she did that, and I'm glad they accepted her apology. But it was kind of not really an apology, but it was just acknowledging that I was wrong, and I know you girls don't be having sex for bags, and I didn't actually say it. I kind of alluded to the fact. So anyways, Natalie and Olivia took it with a grain of salt, and they're good, and they moved on. So Larry's happy with his ring, but it seemed like, it was a lot of shadiness going on, but it seems like, Autumn and Sasha was frenemies from Jump Street. Anyways, peace. I'm out. One love.